Let's talk about that feeling. You know the one. The feeling that you're on a treadmill, running as fast as you possibly can, but you're not actually getting anywhere financially. Well, I'm here to tell you that feeling is not an accident. It's not some kind of personal failure. It is a carefully, meticulously constructed psychological trap, and you have been living inside of it your entire life. You do everything you're supposed to do, right? You follow the advice you were given, you work hard, you try to put a little money aside, and yet something feels off. The whole game just feels rigged. You get this sense that the path you were told leads to success is really just designed to keep you exhausted and compliant. And I'm telling you right now, you are not imagining it.
The reason the rules feel broken is because they were never meant for you in the first place. The rules you were taught were deliberately designed to produce a specific outcome. And believe me, that outcome was not your financial freedom. Welcome to Unspoken Rules. We don't do platitudes here. We don't do comfortable lies. We uncover the harsh psychological truths that are intentionally kept from you. So, let's get into it.
The very core of your financial struggle, it isn't your drive, it's not your intelligence, it's not your work ethic. It's the mental software that was installed in you when you were too young to even question it. It's a program, and it was designed for one thing: mediocrity, not wealth. And this right here is the fundamental lie. On the left, you've got the programming, the story they sold you that a university degree is your golden ticket to a good life. But on the right, that's the reality of the world we actually live in. Wealth today isn't built on a piece of paper, on a pedigree. It is built on high-income skills. We're talking about tangible abilities that solve expensive problems, things like coding, high-ticket sales, data analysis, or compelling copywriting. The system doesn't reward credentials anymore. It rewards capability. Period. Now, you have to understand this wasn't some kind of accident. This programming wasn't a well-intentioned idea that just got a little outdated. No, it was engineered. It was designed from the ground up with a very specific purpose in mind. And that purpose serves the system, not you.
And here's the proof. Here's the origin story. The futurist Alwyn Toffler pointed this out years ago. Our modern education system, it's a carbon copy of a model from the 18th century. One designed for a single purpose: to churn out obedient, docile factory workers. It was never, ever intended to create independent thinkers, innovators, or wealth builders. It was built to create compliant employees who follow the rules, do what they're told, and never, ever question the system itself.
So how does this assembly line actually work? Well, it's a four-stage process. First, it kills your natural curiosity. It replaces it with rote memorization and repetition. Second, it promotes mindless conformity. It rewards the kids who fit in, and it punishes the ones who stand out. Third, it completely standardizes the definition of intelligence with one-size-fits-all tests, totally ignoring the vast spectrum of human talent. And what's the final product that rolls off the end of this assembly line? A compliant adult, someone perfectly conditioned for a life of repetitive work, rules by a clock, not by their own ambition.
But here's the most dangerous part of this whole thing. It isn't the external system. It's the psychological prison it builds inside your own mind. That programming becomes your inner voice, and it forces you, unconsciously, into a state of constant financial self-sabotage.
The main psychological weapon that's used against you is something called cognitive dissonance. Think of it like a civil war inside your own head. It's that intense, gut-wrenching stress you feel when your actions, like making a terrible financial decision, are in direct conflict with your beliefs, like the belief that you're a smart, rational person. To get rid of that stress, your brain will do something truly incredible. It will invent stories and justifications to make the irrational action seem rational.
This right here, this is the root of financial self-sabotage. When one of your financial decisions starts to go south, your deep-seated programming, the voice that tells you to trust the system, follow the rules, is threatened. And admitting that you made a mistake creates an unbearable amount of dissonance. So what does your mind do? Instead of changing course, it protects the original program. It rationalizes the bad decision. It tells you, oh, it'll turn around, or it was the right choice for other reasons. And if you want to see a perfect real-world example of cognitive dissonance in action, look no further than the sunk cost effect. This is that irrational urge to just keep pouring good money after bad. You keep throwing resources into a losing stock, a failing business, or even a dead-end career path. Why? Simply because you've already invested so much. You're not staying in because it's a good idea. You're staying in to avoid the psychological pain of admitting your first decision was a mistake. You have to get this. Cognitive dissonance is the engine that drives the sunk cost effect. The more you've invested, your time, your money, your ego, the more painful it is to admit that investment has failed. And so, to reduce that pain, your mind will invent any justification it can to keep you going. You're not doubling down because of logic. You're doing it to quiet that war raging in your mind. So, how do you get out? How do you escape this mental cage? You have to overwrite the old programming with a new one. You need the cheat codes. You need the unspoken rules that the wealthy actually operate by, because they aren't playing the same game. They understand the psychology. Just look at the difference here. It is night and day. For the program majority, money is a destination. It's something you work 8 hours a day to get. For the wealthy, money is a tool. It's something you deploy to go out and make more money for you. The middle class sees failure as a catastrophe, something to be avoided at all costs. The wealthy, they see failure as tuition. It's the price you have to pay to get valuable data and experience. You were taught to see your time as a resource to be traded for a wage. They see time as their single most valuable non-renewable asset. And your network, you probably see it as a social circle. They see it as financial capital, an entire ecosystem of opportunity.
This is the new code. This is the new operating system you need to install, starting today. The wealthy teach their kids that debt isn't a trap, it's a tool for leverage. They use it to buy assets that produce income, while you were taught to use it for things that lose value. They know that failure isn't just okay, it's necessary data for growth. Every loss is just a lesson that gets them one step closer to a win. They know a single income stream is a fatal weakness, a single point of failure just waiting to collapse. They actively build their network because they understand it's a form of capital. They value real-world financial literacy far more than academic grades because they know understanding money beats memorizing facts every single time. And they get that negotiation isn't some awkward confrontation. It is an absolute expectation in any transaction of value.
So now you know. You've seen the blueprint for the trap, and you've seen the rules for escaping it. This isn't about learning anymore. Now, it's about a decision. You are standing at a crossroads right now. You can click away from this and let the old programming just pull you right back into the familiar comfort of mediocrity. Or you can make the choice to start writing your own code. The information is yours now, the choice is too. So the question is, will you keep living in ignorance? Or are you going to hit that subscribe button and join the few who are committed to seeing reality as it actually is? Subscribe, hit the bell, and comment below with the one rule you are going to break starting today. Like this to declare that you are ready to recode your reality.